So now we're introducing a new concept called sequences in series. This particular video is going to focus on the basic of sequences. A sequence is just simply an ordered list of numbers, and the numbers in a sequence are called terms. A sequence can be either finite, which means that the sequence will eventually end, or it can be infinite, which means that the sequence goes on forever and you just continue the pattern. Example 1 is an example of a finite sequence that stops eventually. Example 2 is an example of an infinite sequence which is going to keep going on forever. All we're doing is adding 3 each time. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. But if we kept going, the pattern would continue. So 18, 21, etc. We can use our calculators to generate the terms in a sequence, and we can generate as many terms as we need to. Let's do a few examples. So example 3, we're asked to write the first 6 terms of the sequence. And here's the rule for the sequence that we're going to use. Now when we use our calculator, we want to use X because we want the calculator to be happy. So in this particular problem I have N, but I'm just going to pretend while I use my calculator that it's an X. To get there, what you want to do is on the main screen, go second, stat, and go to the ops menu. From there, it's option 5 for sequence. And now you need the very first thing you need to do is type in your rule for your sequence. So 2x plus 3. Next, you want to hit comma and then tell the calculator what variable you're using. Well, I'm using x, so I'm going to type in x, comma. The next thing you want to do is tell the calculator what term to start with. So I want to write the first term, the first position, comma, and then finally the last thing you want to do is tell the calculator where to stop with the sequence. So I want to find these 6, go all the way up to the 6th term. Once you're done, close up the parentheses and hit enter, and then your calculator is going to generate all of the terms in the sequence, or at least these first 6 terms that we told it to. So 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15. And again, to get there, what we did was second, stat, ops, option 5, then we said sequence, 2x plus 3, comma, x, comma, 1, comma, 6. And I'm going to just rewrite that in red, that way it doesn't get confused with what we just did. So again, sequence, write the rule 2x plus 3, comma, x, comma, your starting term, so we're at the first position, comma, your ending term, the 6th position. And that generates the 6 terms of the sequence that we need. Alright, so now let's do another example. We have another rule for a sequence. Again, anywhere I see n, I'm going to put an x. So when we type it in, it should look like sequence, my rule, so -2 to the x minus 1, comma, x, comma, 1, comma, 6. Now, let's talk about what I typed in. Again, this -2, the base here was in parentheses, so I typed those parentheses in. This n minus 1 is up in the air, so I had to be sure to hit the power key. And also, there's more than one thing here, so I need to be sure to put that in parentheses. Again, instead of n, I'm using x. So let's type this in. So calculator. So again, go to second, stat, ops menu, option 5 for sequence. Then I'm just going to type it in, parentheses, -2 raised to the x minus 1 power, comma, x for our variable, comma, 1 for our first term that we want, comma, 6 for the term we want to stop in. Hit enter. And you see the dots here, that means if I scroll over, there's just more information there, so don't forget that. So I have my information now. So the first 6 terms of my sequence are 1, -2, 4, -8, 16, get the other ones, and the last one is -32. And that's it for basics of sequences. Pretty easy. The biggest thing obviously you need to focus on is how to type it in the calculator. Let me know if I can help you.